So today I'm gonna put the seats in the 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. This is one of the last final steps that I gotta do for the interior.
So it's fun for me to be able to watch the second Daytona Charger being done at Graveyard Carz. Now the first one we did was Tom's Charger Daytona, which was R4 red with a white interior and a white stripe. So it's cool that this is Hemi orange with a black interior and a black stripe. Quite the contrast between the two.
I always like to fold these up. Makes it a lot easier when you're trying to put the bottom seat in.
But watching it go together just reminds me of some of our earlier days at Graveyard Carz. Now back then, we had the company that made the seat in the interior and the upholstery kits come out and help us install it. Today, we've evolved to a point where we can do all of that stuff ourselves, other than putting the material on the seats, which we have stands do.
Putting seats in is, it's pretty easy. Once you have your holes punched out of your carpet, they drop in really nice. You can just 4 bolts on the bottom on each seat and you're done.
Now, when this car came to us, Tony D'Agostino and I talked about, do we restore the car or don't we restore the car? I knew that the owner wanted to have the car restored. He bought it brand new. It was time for him to see the car look the way it was when he bought it. But Tony and I did have the discussion, should it be saved and what would that look like? If you look at the original pictures of the Daytona and the seats in it, other than the driver's seat, those seats looked beautiful. The whole interior, other than the carpet, was in very nice shape on this car. Looking at the old original stuff and the stuff that we've done, at a glance you think, well, that just wasn't a Graveyard Carz car.
There we go.
It wasn't dead like most of the cars we do, but it was the kind of car that deserved to be done the way Graveyard Carz does their cars.
Alrighty, all done. So I just finished putting the seats in the Dodge Daytona. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And now that I got the seats in, I can just finish wrapping up the rest of the interior.
Back in season 4 of Graveyard Carz, we restored this gorgeous 1970 Plymouth Superbird with a 440 Super Commando in Alpine white. True or false, the transmission behind that was an automatic. If you remember the episode in the car, shoot out your answer, stay tuned, I'll let you know how you did. If you remember the 1970 Superbird from season 4 with a 440 Super Commando Alpine white, then you should remember the transmission. If you answered true, you're absolutely 100% correct. One of 626 Plymouth Superbirds made with a 440 Super Commando and an automatic transmission. Our Superbird featured EW1 Alpine white with a black vinyl top, black interior with silver highlights. That automatic, by the way, it was shifted up on the column.